Okay, everybody, it's 6 p.m. and it is April 26th. Welcome to the Town of Rhinebeck Town Board regular meeting. Would everybody please stand for the pledge?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay then.
Hi, Jack.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Okay, everybody. I'd like to make a motion for the approval of prior minutes, February 16th, 2021, our special town board meeting, February 22nd, 2021, a regular town board meeting, March 8th, 2021, a regular town board meeting, March 22nd, a regular town board meeting, and March 12th, a regular town board meeting. May I have a second?
second,
Thank you, Ed. Is there any discussion? Any questions? All in
You said
favor?
March 12th as the fifth one. It's actually April 12th.
I'm
Elizabeth.
sorry. Thank you, Chauncey. Well, that it's as written. It was my mistake. Any comments or discussion? All in favor?
aye,
Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous approval. Thank you, gentlemen. I think we have a short presentation from the Hudson Valley Maritime Museum on Kingston to Rhinebeck Ferry. Is that you, Jack and Sam?
Yes, ma'am. That's us.
Thanks for coming.
Correct.
Go ahead, take a couple of minutes. Tell us what you're looking for.
Okay, well, I guess I'll get started. My name is Jack Weeks, and I'm actually the board president of the Maritime Museum. And I have been on the board for a good long time, and I've seen some of the other efforts that have come through, particularly from Hudson River Cruises and people like that. And the first thing I want to say is that we're actually not starting up a ferry per se. What we really want to do is just get a dock in there so we can bring our new solar boat in and start running some programs. And
What do you
Sam,
mean by programs, Jack?
Okay.
Sorry, Elizabeth, quickly, I have a couple slides I was going to try to put up while Jack was talking.
Sure, we
Could
can
you
share
enable screen sharing?
Sure, and you guys, can you do this in about 5 minutes or?
We'll make
Yes.
it very fast.
Okay, Fred, are you gonna do the screen sharing or do you need me?
If you can enable it, I can do it myself.
No,
It's
no,
just
no,
the
I'm
host.
talking to
sorry.
Fred. Fred, will you take care of that? Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. Here it goes.
Okay. Well, so basically, for those of you who don't know about the museum, we're in Kingston, and you should basically go to the website and you'll learn all about us. Sam, you want to go ahead and do the next one?
Absolutely. Oh,
And it shows a little bit of everything we do on the website. You'll get a good idea of what we're doing and what our programs are. We've grown quite a bit in the last few years. We have a boat school, a wooden boat school, mostly classes for kids, build boats. We have adult classes. Again, that's on the website. We have a sailing school, and this has become a big winner for us. All the classes are sold out. We sail on the Rondout, and we also sail on the Hudson. And these are mostly kids programs, but we have adult sailing classes as well. Sam? Now, the purpose of this is our mission at the museum is educational. And the purpose of putting a dock in is so that if we have a program where we want to take people to the lighthouse, or we want to take them out on the river, or we want to do bird watching trips, we would be able to come into Rhinecliff and take people from Dutchess County, which we haven't been doing. We've only been doing it from Ulster County. And so this is obviously the old ferry between the Rondout and the Rhinecliff. And we'd like to learn from the past and start doing some programs. And some of the ferries that existed in the recent past didn't work out all that well. And I just want to say they weren't associated with the museum per se.
You're a non-for-profit, correct, Jack?
That's correct, yes.
Do you have a
Yep.
picture of the ferry or the boat that you'd be using? for the
Yeah, go
program?
ahead, Sam. We built the boat at the museum. It's a wooden boat. It's the
beautiful.
first, it's totally solar. It doesn't even
Wonderful.
plug in. And it's the first totally solar boat that received Coast Guard approval for
I'm sorry,
commercial
it
use.
does need to be plugged in?
No,
does
it does not need to be
Fabulous.
plugged in. Quite frankly, we had it out today for practice, and we actually didn't use any power the whole day we were out, and we were out for a good 4 hours. It was a good sunny day, but that's the boat. We can get 28 passengers. With COVID, we reduced it a little bit. We built it at the museum, and it's been quite a nice success for us. And we want to start bringing it into Rhinecliff. And that's what she looks like under
What
power.
beautiful.
It's a really nice boat. It's absolutely quiet. You can have all kinds of programs on it. Just so you guys know, the money that we got to build this, a lot came from Scenic Hudson, both from Ned Sullivan and Steve Rosenberg, and also from DEC. So we built it about 3-4 years ago. We've been operating it now for 2 or 3 years, and it's been a good success for us.
So I'll
Sam,
jump in for,
yeah, jump in, Sam.
perfect. So just quickly, my name is Sam Merritt. I work for the Hudson River Maritime Museum as the managing captain for the Solaris, and part of my job is actually to create all of the programming. And as Jack mentioned, in addition to the idea of connecting the two sides and sort of what everyone's aware of the ferry service, what we're actually hoping to start with is just to bring some of our programming. And you asked earlier what that programming looks like, and this is just a sample. These are all programs we are planning to run this season, and this is not even all of them, but it's everything from sunset cruises and live music trips that are of course more of sort of like a recreational thing. And then, you know, our primary mission is education. And so the shipwrecks, the Rondout Lighthouse, the indigenous heritage, bird watching, industrial history, those are all trips that we run that are about an hour long. They're fully narrated by either one of our docents or a local expert on the subject.
How much do they cost?
They're variable pricing. It's much cheaper for kids and for seniors, but on average, it's about $15. It's all on the website, so you're welcome to go to the website and look at that. And so, you know, when we go to the Rondout Lighthouse, we actually go into the lighthouse and explore it. When we go to Esopus Meadows, we go down there with the Preservation Society from that lighthouse.
How often would you anticipate launching out of Rhinebeck?
Yeah, so great question. So just quickly, I want to show you, I think you probably are all familiar, but just to make sure we're all talking about the same thing, we had a really productive meeting with Tom and Bobby Fitzpatrick a few weeks ago, and it was very helpful just to see exactly what we were talking about.
Bobby brought me up to
Oh,
speak,
awesome.
so this
Great.
is-
Okay. So yeah, the yellow star is where we're talking about the dock being, and here's an old picture we found even. So we would honestly start off very small and just come over once or twice a week, and we would just find the right programming to do that. In addition, what we wanted to do, this is just a little bit of an overview, but what we were hoping to do is really figure out what made the most sense for you as well. And if there was like a town day or a celebration at the park, maybe the boat could just be there as a part of this. You know, it's both us bringing our programming, also us understanding your programming better, and then hopefully that could build into a reliable ferry connection. And I understand you've already seen the sort of first draft that our director, Lisa Klein, came up with of this memorandum. This is the rough points, but is it worth going over that, Elizabeth, or should we just keep moving?
Keep moving. One thing I'll say is that we can't
Yeah.
guarantee parking. The parking lot is owned by Amtrak and CMX. They may be leasing it to a third-party vendor. We have very, very limited parking on our ramp down to the dock. There's absolutely no parking allowed. You've seen it striped. So parking is something we couldn't do. And assisting with maintenance, what does that mean?
The idea when we talked with Bobby was simply that the dock would be something we would build, we would maintain, but the shore connections would be something that he would set up. And, you know, we're just trying to, again, this is like our first step, and we're very much looking at this like baby steps, you know? So it seemed like the easiest thing at first was we would just build a dock similar to our style docks, put the style of fittings on that Bobby will advise us, and I think we'll actually use the used fittings.
Is Bobby fine with you reusing our fittings? The dock is just it's
Yes.
dead, so yeah.
Yeah, totally. No, that was his idea, so I assume he's fine with it. Yes. But yeah, so when we say maintenance on your side, we simply mean Bobby setting it up. And, you know, we just, if there was something that was coming loose, we could always decide, hey, it's unsafe, we just need to remove the dock. But we obviously aren't going to come on shore and do any maintenance to any of the onshore.
What's your season, Sam?
Our season starts in Memorial Day, so it's basically June to October. And we would, our October's gets dicey. So June to September is like the bulk of the season.
Okay.
But as you know, October's actually tends to be, from a leaf point of view, the most beautiful time on the river. So I love, and actually those lantern cruises, I don't know if you saw those in that initial slide I put up of the programming, but we ran a really successful program last year, all in the dark, in late October, telling ghost stories on the Hudson River. And it was very, very fun.
What is your ask for us? You just want to be able to do this.
Yeah, so one last thing, and then I will get right into that. I just wanted to let you know that we see this as just the start, obviously, of what's hopefully a really strong partnership. We just want to be able to bring a little programming over this year, but in the long run, we are trying to apply for DEZ funds to look at what it would take to put a much more substantial dock in. As you can see from the picture we've got here, there's a lot of visiting vessels that come to Kingston and come to the Maritime Museum, and we would love it if Rhinecliff was another destination. We've also talked with Claremont, the new scenic Hudson, soon to become state property at Hudson Cliffs. So I think the idea of connection in a bigger picture is something we're excited about. But exactly what we're hoping to do right now is simply focus on get a dock in where we can safely tie up and do programming once or twice a week and start to build a relationship. That was it.
Great. I'll just, you guys in general agreement with this, Ed?
Yes, I am.
Chauncey?
Yes.
Alan?
Yes.
Josh?
Absolutely.
Tom? You could just shake your head or give me the.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right. Well, I mean, I think we're all supportive of it. So what's our next step?
Oh, awesome. I mean, I think the next step is we should just revise that based on some of your comments. The parking was very helpful to know if there's anything
We
else.
can't guarantee parking.
Yeah,
and
understood.
people have to be mindful of the parking in Rhinecliff. It's very limited.
Totally. Well, I mean, and I guess this is what I would like to do is get an agreement in place so we can try to get the dock in place. And then I don't know if it needs to be at a meeting like this or a different setting. Honestly, I would take your suggestion, but we just want to understand, you know, what are is there a town day you do at the waterfront? Is it worth trying to promote it? Or do you see it as all of a sudden it's a problem because no one has a place to park? You know, we just want to do this, like I was saying, baby steps, start to build the connection at the very least.
I'll let Tom
I'll
let Tom and the rec committee steer you
Okay.
on that, you know, and we're open. I mean, anything we can bring to our waterfront is fantastic, you know, so we're big supporters of the Hudson River and protecting it. And this, you know, only helps. So,
And so, you know, right now we're operating under COVID protocols. So it's actually a 12-passenger boat. So parking is
yeah.
a pretty small concern.
I mean,
at the
honestly,
moment.
people maybe just raised, we don't have any municipal parking there to offer. There are spaces, you know, but
Yep.
so I guess we need a draft of the agreement. We'll run it by our attorney and we'll get it on the agenda. Who from the town board is working on this?
I
Well,
think
it's
I
part of
am.
the rec committee.
Ed and Alan?
And
Yeah.
Tom,
Okay, so you work with Ed and Alan and Tom and get us the agreement. We'll get it to our attorney and, you know, we'll get it on the next meeting. Actually, our attorney's away until
May 10th.
probably would have to be, yeah, we would probably have to be on our last meeting in May. We'll get it done as quickly as we can.
Okay,
Okay.
and we're gonna have to start building the dock. So we're gonna take it on, you know, faith that it looks like you guys are well on board. And so we're gonna start building the dock and we should have it basically done in about a month or so.
Yeah, I mean,
Depending on,
as long as this doesn't interfere with the
With the-
boaters who really
right.
rely on it, we want more stuff at the river. It'll be great. You're a non-for-profit, so we're not giving preferential treatment to a private business. This is a good mission. So thank you. Continue working with Ed and Alan and Tom, and we'll move it along. And yes, I think that's why I pulled the board. I think we're all very much, you know, excited about this. So thanks.
well, we are as well. And hopefully this will be the start of a nice partnership. So thank you
Wonderful.
very much.
And thanks
Thanks
for all
that,
the work
Sam.
you
Thank
do.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
bye,
it.
guys.
Thank you.
Sure, bye.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay, well, that's exciting. I need a motion for resolution 2021-086, hire of temporary part-time worker to assist the assessor's office.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Ed. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alan. Is there any discussion, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. I would like a motion for resolution 2021-087, a part-time secretary to the highway superintendent and the maintenance department. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Alan. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ed. Is there any discussion or any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. I need a motion for resolution 2021-088, hiring a part-time clerk for the Conservation Advisory Board.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Ed. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Chance. I have some modifications for this. I would like to add that one, it is unbenefited. There is no vacation or no holidays. And I'd like to add the budget modification that the money is coming out of our part-town fund balance and going into line number, I'm sorry, it's coming out of contingency, part-town contingency, and it's going in line 078090-100 and 078090-800 for the labor and social security, which will be about $1,300 for the rest of the year. Can I have a vote on the amendment? All in
Aye.
favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye. Amendment passes unanimously. All in favor of the resolution on the floor?
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen. Resolution 2021-089, summer 2021 recreation department hires. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thanks, Alan. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Chauncey. Is there any discussion?
Just simple question. Are we done? Is this filled now? Or are we still looking for candidates?
I don't know. That's our rec director. I
Okay.
mean, we'll probably be hiring. I can't imagine we're all hired.
Yeah, this is not the whole.
Yeah, this looks little. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say,
the First wave.
yeah. So yeah, all Rhinebeck high school students interested in a job. Get the word out. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. I need a motion for resolution 2021-090, hiring a part-time clerk for the Historic and Archaeological Preservation Advisory Committee.
So moved.
Thanks, Chauncey. May I have a
Second.
second? Thanks, Alan. I have another modification to this. I would like to add one, that this is unbenefited. There are no vacation, no holidays. This is an hourly job only. And I am doing a budget modification to take the $5,000 from contingency, part-time contingency, 011990-400. And we are going to put it into a clerk line, which is 067989-100 for $3,600. Contractual expenses, which is 067989-400, and Social Security, which is 067989-800. Does anybody have any questions or comments on the modifications? All in favor of the modifications?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Modifications passed unanimously. All in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Aye. Passes unanimously. Thank you, gentlemen. We have I need a motion for resolution 2021-091, authorizing Jewel Assets, Inc. to enter into negotiations on our behalf with Central Hudson and Community Distributed Generation, that's the CDG program, sponsors for opt-out CDG program, and further authorizing Jewel to prepare an opt-out CDG program for approval by Rhinebeck, et cetera, et cetera. This is for our community choice aggregate. It's sort of the beginning of moving the ball forward on our bulk power buying with other municipalities that only comes from non-fossil fuel sources.
And this adds a solar component. Computer.
Let's just get the motion on the table.
Fair enough.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
Thanks, Josh. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Alan. Okay, Josh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add that this is sort of an addition to the ongoing process with Jewel, where they are doing public outreach to then get to an RFP process with different vendors of electricity. And this particular piece allows us to go for community generated solar, which was not part of the original thing. So it actually extends the amount of public outreach by 2 months. So
Great.
we're going to continue to put those dates out that Jeff Demansky and Jewel are talking to people and try to get to everybody we can.
I know people will still come as a surprise that we're adopting this, but we are pushing ahead for a community choice aggregate to buy power for the town of Rhinebeck in a, what do you call it, a cooperative buying with other municipalities for green energy only. So people will be able to opt out, but you will be opted in. You can opt out, hop back in, leave, go, but you will have to take the initiative to get out of this once we pass it. It's supposed to be what, about a 10% savings, Josh?
That's what's projected, correct? Minimum 10%.
Okay, minimum 10%, but more importantly, all the energy will come from non-fossil fuel sources. It's a clean energy.
And you have an option.
And you have an option. Any further discussion? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. I will make a motion for 2021-092, our preliminary accounts payable abstracts, 28 checks totaling $56,347.73. May I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Chance. Are there any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. I will make a motion for resolution 2021-093 for our capital projects, 2 checks totaling $1,227.50. May I have a second?
Second.
Thanks, Alan. Is there any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you. Is there any new business that anyone would like to bring up? Is there any public comment on any non-agenda item or any public comment whatsoever? Anybody have anything to add or any?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up one small thing. Mayor Bassett and I have been talking about the fact that a number of residents of the town and village have been complaining about the service we're getting on for internet service from Spectrum. And the two of us are writing a letter to the CEO of the company, trying to get somebody to talk to us about what their plans are to resolve some of these issues, because they're pretty widespread and I think serious. So that's happening. If anybody listening has any details about problems that they've been having with their own service, email to me or to the mayor, or a letter to town hall or to village hall would be appreciated. We'll include it in our discussion.
Great. Thank you, Don Quixote, taking on windmills. That's great.
Contract, the contract.
Tilting hopelessly.
I didn't say that.
The
I didn't say-
contract with Spectrum is 30 years old.
Right, well, it just rolls over. We know that.
Yeah, and it doesn't even talk about internet.
Well, they're not going to pay for it and they don't have to, but,
Well, they don't have to. but
and our rates did go down. People seem to be unplugging a little bit, but good. Thanks for taking it on.
Yeah, we'll do it.
One other thing I just want to bring up is the Manta Rays. Alan, are you working on what we're doing with them in pool time, just for the public?
Yeah.
We
Yes,
are opening the
but-
pool up again this year. Because of COVID, we will be restricted in
Correct.
the amount of people who will be able to come. We're opening it up to town residents only first, and we'll see what we sell. Our aquatics director and rec director are in the process of working with the county Department of Health to figure out how many people can come in and what can do with it. We are still supporting the Manta Rays. They're going to have their swim time during the mornings so that they don't impede with the other people who want it, but we're looking at all this, right, Alan?
That's correct.
Anything else to add?
Well, by the next meeting, we should have a daily pool schedule put together so that we can see exactly who's going to be able to be in the pool when.
Okay, and I did send out what I found, that our agreement, that the agreement that we sort of came to with the Manta Rays from 2019, how the next 5 years we're going to pair out just as a discussion point. But the challenge for us will be getting the maximum people in the pool for the maximum time with COVID restrictions.
Right.
All right, everybody, anything else? How about a motion to adjourn?
So
Motion.
moved.
Great, thanks, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
I don't.